So this morning, me, Dad, and Mom are all going to somebody's farm because they have donated a whole bunch of wood slats that we can use for the farm stand. So me and Day are gonna chop up all the wood and we're gonna sell it as kindling in the farm shop.
So this is a fun project for you guys this morning to go get your first materials you need for products you're gonna do at the farm stand, right?
Yeah.
This is super fun and very nice. This farm is donating probably about a truck bed worth of wood for the boys to get started, because even though we're not opening until next spring, we have such a big list of things we want to prepare beforehand that this is going to give the boys a head start on some of their kindling project that they really want to do for the farm stand.
Yeah.
Try not to fall off the back of my truck.
Please do. Would not be a great land.
How many more bigger pieces do we got?
4, 5.
Chase needs a big swing radius. The boys and I had a busy morning picking up a bunch of wood that they're going to use to make kindling. I think this is so fun that the whole family can have different projects to get prepared for our farm shop that we're going to open next spring. Yes, we have a million projects on the go right now. We're working on slowly finishing a few of the loose ends we have, like finishing up the porch, obviously working on finishing a few things in our enclosure, and finishing the barn over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Because of not being able to rent a trailer, we're delayed on picking up a few things we need to actually get to the next stages of the barn. So fingers crossed, later this week or early next week, we can pick up those supplies. So in the meantime, we're going to do a to-do checklist and get a few loose ends done of some things that we've started that we need to finish. Always keep in mind when you're watching our content that just like anyone who's renovating their house, you're gonna work on bits and pieces here and there. Doesn't mean that a room is completely finished just because you've done one thing in that room. We are always adding things and changing up things. And so just keep that in mind when you watch our content. Also, keep in mind that we operate on a really small budget, and our main focus right now has been saving for us to get the rest of the stable actually put together for the horses. And because our budget got completely eaten up just in paperwork, we've had to work just like any family to save and put together everything we need to get to the next stages of the barn. So I just really appreciate everyone's patience while we work through projects. And unfortunately, that is just life, and that's just the way that our family, our budget has to work. We just have to do things as we can, and it doesn't always mean that we have a completed project every single time that we start something, but we do make progress as a whole. And if you really look at how much we've done and accomplished over the last couple of years, it's pretty astonishing actually how much we have accomplished with a small budget and literally just working on projects while we can over this time. Like, we have gotten so much done. Not only is the property and the house completely unrecognizable now, but we have really built so much here. We really turned this place, this whole entire property, into a home and a homestead, not just a house and some abandoned property. So today I'm going to take away the cute little footprints and work on some of the white that's still showing through the slats here. I just laid this rug outside just to see what it's going to look like. This rug is on its last days, and so I thought we might as well just utilize it out on the porch this summer, because it really has been super faded and gotten really worn from having the wood stove, but I think it's fine outside for this season. I showed you in our last video that we got our door painted and done. So today I want to touch up and finish up the porch here. I have a little bit more of the white for the actual spindles here, and these need to go back to white. And as cute as this little disaster is, this needs to get fixed as well, because all of my hand painting got wrecked. It's actually like incredibly windy today, and I'm kind of pushing my luck. I don't actually know what the weather's gonna do. I'm hoping that the rain holds off, but we have had weather that's just gone up and down over the last 2 weeks, and it's been almost impossible to get this project done. So I'm just hoping that if I can just get the rest of the spindles done today and a coat on these beams and then touch up my steps, then I will be so happy. If the rain can just hold off long enough for me to do that, that would really just make me so happy to know that the only thing I have to do to finish this space is just to say do another coat or two on the beams to take away the actual dark brown that we did. I do really like the dark brown, and I know that some of you were kind of mixed feelings on it, but with the barn, with the beams, it was going to look so good, but that stain color in the barn is just not right, and so we know that this is the option that we have to go with, and so that's what I'm doing. So I'm kind of backtracking, but in the end, it's all gonna look good. I just know it. I just did a bunch of scrubbing, had to wait for the sun to dry a whole bunch of the water. I tried to do it using as little water as possible, but still getting all the algae off. And then painted the first coat on the bottom of these beams right here. And then I still just have to do my paint trimming along the bottom of both of the beams here. And I need to go get the ladder. And I just dumped a whole bunch of sugar water on my head because the wind blew my little swing arm there and it dumped a whole bunch of sugar water on me. I've been keeping a jug filled with the actual feed for the hummingbirds there because they've been going through it so quickly. I need to keep refilling it. It's been really fun to see how many hummingbirds we've actually gotten this year. Okay, now to find the ladder again. I can see it. I know where it is this time. Okay, I have the green drying, the background is touched up. I just need to fix all of the brown. Oh my goodness. Philip is just weed eating the whole like dog play area while I'm working on the front here. He's touching up the property, making it look beautiful. Look at my beautiful bridal spread. It's starting to come in. It's gonna be so pretty. We have 2 different kinds, I think, on either side, but they both have white flowers, which is gonna be so pretty. I actually think it might be the same plant, but this one gets so much more sun, so it's obviously much bigger than the one in the corner. It's gonna be so pretty when it starts to bloom. Now I can wait for these to dry and do a second coat, but they're gonna look good, I think. And although I don't like to admit it, you're right. I think the beams are better white. My steps are all fixed and I'm ready to get my paint and everything put away here. I was happy to be able to have salvaged it. Boy, that squirrel or hare or whatever that was that did that, I'm assuming it was a squirrel, really made a mess of things, but I was able to save it. It's still kind of drying just a little bit. Pillars have the first coat of white on them. I'm about to put a second coat on. Now that we're kind of getting to evening, it's possible for me to put another coat on. I tried to let it dry as long as I could. The brown on the deck, I think, looks really good. Is the deck perfect? No. I'm also going to work my way on my hands and knees with a paintbrush in between each of the slats here. I obviously need to roll the rug back up. This was just to show you kind of what I'm doing in here. I need to roll this up and I need to work my way from the edge all the way over because you can see a little bit where the roller did not get through. Is this deck perfect? Absolutely not. Is it fine for a year or two till we tear it all down? I think so. I need to get some plants out here, some flowers. I really do like that the door is green now, and what I want to do is add some type of a signage or something here. I think that will be really cute, but for right now, I think this is where I'm going to kind of leave it pretty simple. Once we kind of hit some garden centers in the next couple weeks, believe it or not, we're still getting frost at night here, so to put any plants out here would be really silly at this point. And then I'm going to look for some type of a vintage coffee table that can go outside that we can just have sitting in front so we can put our drink on it. Because when we sit here, this is the view that we get of the horses out in the area. And our farm shop will be right there. How fun. So I was able to get all the slats done. Everything is painted. The railing's all done. Looks so good. The deck really made a complete overhaul from when we started. And although I know you know that this deck will only be here for probably a year or two before we make a great big wraparound this house. We'll do about a 3/4 way wraparound, which is perfect for the actual shape of the exterior of this home. It's going to be so amazing when we get to be able to budget out that project, including an upper lookout loft where we have that double stacked patio door, which I'm so excited about. Adding the slats to the bottom of the deck really just closed this off, literally closed it off. It's now not as accessible for critters to go underneath. No garbage and stuff from storms or leaves and everything are gonna go underneath. I think it just gives it a more finished look on the front of the property. Painted fresh white obviously makes it look super fresh. And probably I could replace a couple of boards on the deck here, but they're not soft when you walk on them. They're just sort of like rough on top. And I think just making it look better in the meantime is all that this deck needed for right now. We can always change out a few as we go when Philip has time to do it, but for now, I think the deck is fine the way that it is. Sometimes you're just doing a little makeover and you're not really like rebuilding. And this is what we had in the budget this year to make this look a little bit better while we focus on the barn. So I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think it looks so much better than when we started. Philip is currently out cutting the lawn and weed whacking, so I'm going to wait for a few minutes, but I'm going to roll one more quick coat on the bottom here. It's only going to take me about 30 minutes to do, and I think overall that's going to look so much better. I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. I mean, like I said, not perfect. Beams need another coat. I'm going to work my way now and do in between those slats with a paintbrush, but I think it's gonna look so much better in the end. I know that a lot of you have a lot of questions about different elements of what we're going to be doing at the farm stand. The video where we announced the other day that we were going to be opening our farm shop, there was so many comments and so many people wondering different things about what we were going to do, what we're allowed to do, how we're gonna do it, you know, just so many things. And I wanna address all of those for you. So I was thinking in an upcoming video, I can answer all of the questions that you have for that. So if you have any questions specifically that you didn't already leave on that video, ooh, I'm covered in paint, then leave them in the comment section of this video because I'm happy to answer as many questions as you have about the farm stand. We are not starting the build for the farm stand until the stable is built and the horse barn that the horses are currently in right now, the mini barn, is revamped for the goats for winter. So we are working currently right now on finishing up a little bit of painting in the living room and the hallway to be able to show you that finished, all done and color blocked. And so I'll do a little walkthrough from the porch entryway here into the entry space, into the hallway and living room kitchen, so you can see how that has all tied its way together. So those of you who are wanting to see any of those last final details on those rooms, I'll show you those sometime a little bit later this week. I'm working on more painting tonight. And then early next week, like I mentioned, we are going to be going with a trailer to go get everything that we need to finish this stable. It is going to be so fun to finally get the roof and the exterior walls done on that barn so that Hudson and Lennon can enjoy that come the colder weather. Because believe it or not, summer goes by so quickly and we absolutely want to make sure that they are in that space before the cold weather hits. And then the goaties, they won't be in their little clubhouse for the winter. They're going to be in that mini barn with stalls built and a beautiful play area for them, so that on the really stormy days when they can't go out, they have an area to kick and have fun and do goaty things, but not be like in their stalls. So it's going to be very fun to work on those elements, and then we will be breaking ground on the farm shop. Only then will we get that done. We need to make sure that those animals are situated. I know a lot of you want to see Nora and Henry out in their pasture, so I'll make sure to get some clips of them this week to show you, so you can see them playing in their fun big play area, which is so much fun for them. I'm waiting for piglets. So piglets, hopefully, fingers crossed, we have piglets this week, which is so much fun. And I'm thinking by the end of the week, we're going to transition our 50 meat birds, which we have, I think, 47 meat chickens. They're going to transition to their chicken tractor that the boys and I built. So while we're talking about the farm stand, I will just mention that one of the things that makes me so unbelievably excited about the farm stand is that the boys and I and Philip are going to be doing this all together. So like everything else that we've done here on property, once we have a few more things done finished right here, like I mentioned on the farm and then inside, when we get to be working on this project, it means that we are going to be doing it all in. We want to do absolutely everything that's on our list of things to do, and we are going to put every little bit of our heart and soul into it and make it something absolutely amazing. So when you are envisioning our farm shop, I don't want you envisioning a little farm stand. I want you to think of the most dreamy farm shop you have ever seen. And that is what it's going to turn into. So stay tuned if you want to see more of that. But the process from now until then, preparing, is going to be a lot of work, and you're going to get to see a whole ton of elements. So today, although very early to go get dried wood for kindling, the boys are going to start chopping all of their kindling. Our hope is that we can have all of the handmade and made items that are going to go in our farm shop that are not food. We're going to be working on them between now, summer, fall, winter, and early spring, so that we can have our whole first season's worth of inventory for everything done and ready to keep replenishing in the shop while we work on baking and cooking and preserving and offering all of our eggs and other items like that that are going to be made every week to go in the shop. So we want to be able to focus on those elements in the days or the times that they're going to go in the shop, so we have lots of other inventory to be constantly refilling. So that's why we're not opening it until next year in the spring. So although it feels like a really long time away, we're gonna need that time to get everything done and built the way that we exactly want it to be. And I have so many creative ideas for this farm shop. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So I'm excited that you're gonna get to see all of the love and hard work that we're going to put into yet another amazing project. So those of you who are waiting for a few final moments on a few projects that we have right now that are lingering, stay tuned, because in the next week or two, those are gonna be all tallied up for you. If you're waiting for the pantry ceiling, you're gonna keep waiting, because I have not figured out exactly what I wanna do to the ceiling. And I think what I do want to do to the ceiling is not in the budget right now. So I would rather wait and do it the way that I want to, rather than rush and just put something there in the time being. So that's pretty much the only thing that's going to be kind of lingering, is the ceiling in the pantry. But honestly, it's a laundry utility room, so I'm not overly concerned about it. Not as concerned as some of you are that I get that done right away. So I love you. Thank you so much for being part of today's episode. We will be back tomorrow with another daily episode. Keep in mind, all week, all month of June, we have a daily episode for you every single day. I love you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh yeah, and cheer the boys on, because they're gonna start cutting their kindling and they're gonna need some motivation.